And that's why these actions is what makes a person good or bad. And we were talking about that this morning with the students, that this is a very basic fact that many people, they are forgetful about. That first of all, there is good and there's bad. There's khayr and there's shar. There's very basic principles that they try to eliminate nowadays. They don't want to have such a thing as good or bad. Everything is good. There is good and there is bad. And there is good people and there is bad people. Right? And the good people and the bad people, the evil thinking of it is when people are good and bad based on the color of their skin, how big or small, tall or short, what nationality, what kind of passport they have, if they are from the north or the south. So if they don't speak the same language, they're bad. If they see like this, right? This is evil, of course. This is how it shows the ignorance of the human beings. But there are good people and bad people, yes. Based on what? Based on their belief, based on their actions. These actions that people might not see the effect of it, this is what makes a person good or makes a person bad. And people are levels. Some people are better than others based on what? Based on their deeds. And some people are worse than others based on their deeds. And the worst thing ever is to commit shirk, to associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَيْسَ بَعْدَ كُفْرِ ذنب. And there's no dhanb, there's no sin after kufr. Nothing would make it worse. This is the worst thing ever. Right? So this is what makes a person good and what makes a person bad. And if a person is the worst person on earth, with his actions, in no time he can be the best person on earth. If he repents to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he purifies his heart to be on the tawheed and he do the good deeds. So this is the proper understanding of what is good and what is bad and what is good people are and what bad people are. That's why those who are bad are to be invited to what is good. And there's always hope in the Ummah of the Prophet ﷺ, and hope in every individual that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides whomsoever he wins. And Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, one of the fierce enemies to the Prophet ﷺ, when he wanted to kill the Prophet ﷺ, what is a worse sin than this? For someone wanted to kill the Prophet of Allah. And he becomes the second best of the Ummah of the Prophet ﷺ. And the same thing of like Amr ibn al-As and others, when he was saying this, when he was dying, that he went through three stages in his life. The first one, when he was a disbeliever, and he said there was no one more hated to me than the Prophet ﷺ. The most hated individual to him in his heart was the Prophet ﷺ. He came and he split the people when they were all together on one thing, on the kufr, on the shirk. And the Prophet ﷺ came فرق بين الأب وابنه. He separated between the father and his son, caused disturbances to people and the people of status, and the one family, the son becomes a believer and the father is still in kufr, and disputes and things like this. So he said there was no one more hated to me than the Prophet ﷺ. And he said, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused me to die, then I would have been among the people of the hellfire. Then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the iman in his heart, and he went to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ extended his hand to him to take the pledge of Islam. Amr ibn al-As, he took his hand back and he said, I want to make a condition. He said, what is your condition, O Amr? He said that Allah forgive my sins. So the Prophet ﷺ told him, don't you know, O Amr, that Islam wipes what's before it, and the righteous Hajj wipes what's before it? And then he said, when he became a Muslim, there was no one more beloved to me more than the Prophet ﷺ. How can that happen to a heart of a person? Yes, this is what the reality of things are. So being the most hated, then he becomes the most beloved one to him. That he said that he loved him so much that he could not even look at him into the eyes for a long period of time. And he said, if you ask me to describe him, to describe the Prophet ﷺ, I won't be able to, because I would not look at him for a long period of time out of the respect and the love that he had to the Prophet ﷺ. So the point here, this is what makes a person, a person can change. And as long as the person is alive, that means he can fill the mizan with good deeds. As one person was saying that he was, a few years back, he was going for Umrah, and he was in a ship going, to cross, they go from when they went from Egypt to the Red Sea, and across the Red Sea in the ship. And they had a person with his mother, a young man with his mother, but he was treating his mother very bad, and he was not taking care of her, angry with her, things like this, and he would smoke, and he doesn't listen to music, things like this. So he passed by him and he told him, why are you doing this? You're going to make Umrah and you're acting like that. So he said, I only came as a mahram, leave me alone. And she's taken him with him as a mahram. So, someone acting like this, and then all of a sudden the ship started, everything went off. The motors are not working, lights are off, and then ships start going like this with the waves. And they were so scared for an hour and a half that they thought that things, would drown and things like this. So he saw the same man making dua to Allah. So everybody's scared and everybody think that they're going to drown. So he's making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah forgive me. And the cigarette was on the ground, music and things like this. And then they were going together. And then, alhamdulillah, things start working again and they reached their destination. And he saw the man taking care of his mother afterwards and making dua and salah in the haram. And and he still know him till today, and his life changed. Allah is the most merciful. A person going from one stage to the other, and of course probably each and every one of us, he knows something, right? That how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed people. So the point here is, people can be extremely bad and they change to be what is good, and vice versa. So and the mizan in the day of judgment weighs the good and the bad, and that's why our job in this life is to make sure that we know what is good and what is bad, and then we do what is good and stay away from what is shar. So this mizan has kaffatan, wal mizan has two balance. It has a tongue, as the Prophet ﷺ said, like the physical mizan with the physical balance that people have in this life. Nowadays there's digital, but the conventional one, where both sides, the digital one, you don't know how to put two things against each other. It doesn't give you the sense of what the weight is. Right? This is what good and bad. So that's why the good and bad are put on both sides. One side is good and one side is bad. There are many hadith about that, and the hadith of al-bitaqa, the bitaqa, the piece of paper where on it is La ilaha illallah, that would outweighs all the evil deeds. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and subhanallah bihamdi, subhanallah al-azim, two light words, as the Prophet ﷺ, كلمتان خفيفتان على اللسان حبيبتان الرحمن ثقيلتان في الميزان, most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and are heavy in the balance of the deeds. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanallah al-azim. So it's part of the job of our life is to prepare for this mizan, to fill the mizan, the balance of the deeds, with good deeds, and to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that there is no bad deeds to be put there of what everybody is going to face. We'll stop inshallah ta'ala at this point.